Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Dangerously high heat and humidity pose health risks, and people working outside need to take extra precautions to stay safe.
With the Illinois primary about a month and a half away, a new poll shows how the field is shaping up for Republicans who want to be governor. As of now, there appears to be two clear frontrunners.
And remembering fallen officers, we're live ahead of tonight's law enforcement memorial service in Rockford. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. Usually we don't need to talk about heat safety precautions this soon in the year, but with back-to-back record highs, it's a reminder for people whose jobs keep them outside.
Nikhil Delgado talked to workers about how they stay cool in the heat. Nikhil?
Eric, Mimi, it seems like we skipped a season here, and with the colder winters of April, it's important to take precautions for this extreme heat, and if we don't, it could be dangerous.
Usually it's not this hot this early, and we're just trying to get through a few hours a day and then just keep going, just to stay safe.
It's construction season for Habitat for Humanity. Construction manager Jack Turner tells me he and his volunteers are currently working on 7 houses.
Try to get all our volunteers to stay hydrated and wear light clothing that doesn't collect the heat more and that, and it just try to keep everybody as much in the shade as possible.
Turner says they all take a few more breaks, and he and his crew all watch each other for signs of heat stroke, like confusion or slurred speech. And because of these extreme heat, the workers are starting as early as 7 a.m.
Try to get the heavy stuff done earlier in the morning, and take lots of breaks and stay hydrated.
Owner of Premier Concrete, James Lanacina, says he has been pouring concrete for 29 years. He says it's even more important for his crew to be cautious because they are dealing with tools and heavy machinery.
Some people, can't handle the heat, and there's some that can, and just important to stay hydrated and, keep an eye on guys, see how they're acting. And
both James and Jack say they will continue to keep heat safety a priority for the well-being of their workers.
We're happy it's warmer. It's just that it'd be nice if it just kind of gradually got warm. But next week it sounds like it's going to be normal temperatures, about 70 degrees, which is nice. So.
Tomorrow isn't forecast to be any cooler, so head over to mystateline.com for more tips on how you can beat the heat. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Nikhil. A new poll commissioned by Hill Emerson College shows two clear frontrunners in the Republican race for governor. Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters. The survey of likely Republican primary voters shows Richard Irvin leading the field with 24%, followed by Darren Bailey with almost 20%. Gary Rabine is in third place with nearly 8%, followed by Jesse Sullivan with 7%. But the race is far from over. The numbers show 37% of Republican voters haven't decided who they'll vote for in the June primary.
It's not surprising that we see Irvin and Bailey in the lead here because we see a lot of their messaging. But a third of this state, they haven't made up their minds in this election, and that's enough to send the election in any direction.
And a reminder for those looking to vote this primary election, early voting begins next Thursday, May 19th. You're not required to declare a political affiliation when you register to vote, but you will need to state which party's ballot you would like when you vote at the June 28th primary. You can change which party you vote for every primary in Illinois.
President Joe Biden visits Illinois and talks with farmers about steps the administration is taking to address inflation. The president unveiled a plan to help American growers boost crop production and lower food prices. Anna Wernicke shows us what the proposal includes.
On Wednesday, President Biden toured a family farm 60 miles south of Chicago and met with food producers.
You feed America. You got us through a pandemic. And you're literally the backbone of our country.
The president says Russia's invasion of Ukraine is to blame for the global spike in food prices, which has translated to higher costs for oil, natural gas, and fertilizers.
The prices you see at the grocery stores have gone up, and the prices farmers receive has gone down.
President Biden says the White House is committed to helping American farmers boost their production by doubling funding for domestic fertilizer production to $500 million.
It's so desperately needed. We can't take chances.
The president's plan also includes increasing access to farm management tools for plant and soil needs and increasing the number of eligible counties for doubling cropping insurance so that farmers can reuse their land for planting in the same year.
It's critical to get this done.
Biden's trip comes as the White House battles increasing inflation rates. On Wednesday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics released a report showing in April the Consumer Price Index was up 8.3% from last year. In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki.
Tonight, local officers who were killed in the line of duty will be recognized.
For the 42nd year, the Northern Illinois Police Memorial Week Committee is hosting its Law Enforcement Memorial Ceremony. Amory Wilder is live with more information on the event. Amory, what can people expect?
Eric and Mimi, tonight's ceremony begins at 7 and everyone is welcome to come out. The Northern Illinois Police Week Committee puts this on every year. They've been doing this for more than 4 decades to honor officers who have given the ultimate sacrifice. It will shine a light on officers in surrounding counties like Winnebago, Boone, Ogle, DeKalb, Stevenson, and McHenry. Lisa Hodges is a detective with the Rockford Park District and also a member of the Northern Illinois Honor Guard. She hopes the public will come show support to the families.
I think it's a way to express to the family that their hero is never going to be forgotten. I think it's important that we have these types of things so the family knows that those lives were valued to us, and just a reminder that how much they meant to us.
The ceremony will take place here at Life Church. That's off of 20th Street. Eric, Mimi, back to you.
Overdose deaths hit a new record high across the country. According to the CDC, more than 100,000 Americans died of a drug overdose last year. That's a 15% increase, about 1 every 5 minutes. Fentanyl and other synthetic opioids were the main causes, followed by cocaine and meth. Experts partially blame the pandemic. They say lockdowns made finding treatment tough for many people.
Health experts also blame the pandemic for people not learning about medical resources. A Belvidere event is meant to get people up to speed. The community health fair involved roughly 40 state line healthcare and service providers. Those who attended got more information about resources in the state line. One hospice worker believes coming out of COVID, there is a lot of relearning people need in the medical world.
Well, as far as hospice is concerned, we've definitely seen through COVID, there's a lot of needs as far as supporting loved ones in the home or in facilities, and we're kind of starting back at square one, to be quite honest, as far as education is concerned.
There was a similar health fair last year, but smaller due to COVID. The nationwide baby formula shortage we told you about last week appears to be getting worse.
A recent analysis shows 43% of the top-selling baby formula products were out of stock last week. The supply chain issue has intensified after manufacturer Abbott had to close its largest plant due to contamination concerns. Major retailers are now limiting purchases, so parents are trying to find alternatives. Pediatricians are telling people to check the ingredients in your formulas and compare to other brands that are in stock. They say never dilute formula to stretch the supply. Families in the DeKalb County area have a safe and convenient location to access donor milk, as a new donor milk dispensary opened up today. The dispensary is located in Sycamore on Hauser Ross Drive, just east of Route 23. Mother's Milk Bank is partnering with Family First and Women and Children's Healthcare to open the dispensary. A family physician says this is big for the state line, especially for mothers who have just given birth.
Breast milk is best for babies, and sometimes mothers need a little extra in the beginning, or if they have a premature baby and don't have enough milk supply for the baby, then the donor milk can be actually life-saving for some premature babies.
Before today, the nearest donor milk dispensary was in Crystal Lake.
Now, your first warn weather forecast from meteorologist Savannah Brito.
Well, it is quite literally a scorcher out there. We topped out at 94 degrees today in Rockford, breaking our previous record high of 91 degrees. That was set back in 2011. Same with yesterday when we reached 93 degrees. Previous record was 91 degrees. The high humidity levels and heat are going to continue for one more day, probably breaking our record high, and that's actually going to continue, but we'll see temperatures come down a little bit, still well above average over the next couple of days though. So tomorrow's forecasted high 91 degrees, but the record was 87 degrees set back in 2011. So we will break that tomorrow. We'll get close to it also as we head into the next couple of days, specifically on Friday. But our 94 degrees that we actually reached today was the warmest temperature of 94 degrees since 1934. You'll have to go all the way back then to find that. Just reiterating heat safety though, drink plenty of fluids today, specifically water. If you do have to work outside today and tomorrow and over the next couple of days, just make sure that you're taking breaks indoors or at least in the shade if you can. Also minimize sun exposure. Make sure you're applying sunscreen several times a day. Also wear light clothing just because those dark layers of clothing draws attention to the sunshine. So just wear lighter colors also if you can. We do have a heat advisory in effect for Whiteside County. That's the only county in the state line that is included in that, and that will expire then, or is set to expire at 7 p.m. But the entire state line is seeing this dangerous heat, these high temperatures, and also high heat indices as well. So it does feel a little bit warmer out there than temperatures. That's why the National Weather Service did issue that heat advisory. The heat index in Rockford is 99 degrees, even though the temperature is 92. 103 is what it feels like out there though in Freeport, even though the air temperature is 91 degrees. Sterling also sitting at 103 degrees based off of what it feels like out there. There is some cloud coverage, those towering cumulus clouds starting to form out of Freeport. That's our Mercy Health SkyTrack camera that is moving in from the northwest. A couple showers cannot be completely ruled out tonight. It's not going to lead to a measurable rain. That's probably going to hold off until Friday afternoon into the evening, and that's actually our next better chance at seeing some rain, as we do also maybe have the chances of seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms once we're getting into the day on Friday. Probably not going to pick up or at least continue until the afternoon hours into the evening hours. Winds are going to be our biggest threat right now. They're not that big of a deal, 22 miles per hour, so slightly stronger in the Janesville area north of here. 16 in Rochelle, 9 in Rockford, and then lighter in Savannah, only 7 miles per hour there. But the Storm Prediction Center is highlighting areas across the state line either under a slight or marginal level risk. That's as we head into Friday, but again, our time framing on that kind of opens up between about 4 or 5 p.m. 71 is going to be your low tonight, so temperature is not really going to fall down that much overnight. We're all the way back up to 91 tomorrow, partly sunny. We are going to break another record high tomorrow. Previous one, again, 87 degrees set back in 2011. 86 Friday, 80 degrees on Saturday, and then we'll finally start to see some cooler weather, but it's still going to be a little bit above average. Sunday's high, 71 degrees. So Eric, Mimi, still going to be pretty warm out there.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
It is a beautiful night for baseball in Chicago, but the White Sox Guardians game tonight is off. It's been postponed due to a COVID outbreak on the Guardians. Turns out manager Terry Francona has tested positive along with some of his coaches and other staff members. Some of them have symptoms, others do not. The Guardians might have to promote some of their minor league coaches in order to play their next game Friday night in Minnesota. This is the first Major League Baseball game this year to be postponed by COVID. The Cubs are leading the Padres right now in San Diego 5-2 in the 5th inning. Wilson Contreras has hit a solo home run. The Brewers lost to the lowly Reds today 14-11. The big news, though, was Christian Yelich hit for the cycle for the 3rd time in his career. He doubled, homered, singled, and then in the 9th got the hardest piece of all, that triple. Only 2 other men in Major League history have hit for the cycle 3 times in their career. No one has ever done it 4 times. At age 30, Yelich has lots of time to accomplish that. This has been another big day of high school athletes signing with colleges and universities. Multiple athletes at several local schools have done so, and the biggest group was in Byron. 12 Tigers held a ceremonial signing. They represent several sports, some of them school record holders, some of them state champions in their sports. All of them all-conference talents. All-state football player Chandler Binkley committed to Illinois State, where he'll walk on with the Redbirds. Nick Brass signed with Franciscan University of Steubenville, Ohio, to compete in track and field. Addie Ebersol signed with Illinois State for cheerleading. Luke Matthews is going to Knox College, where he'll compete in both baseball and soccer. Izzy McKinley signed with Mount Mercy for volleyball. Casey McKnight is headed to North Central College to compete in track and field. Addison Myers is going to Parkland College for volleyball. Linnea Nelson is committed to Kishwaukee College for softball. Tracy Nelson is also going to Kishwaukee for soccer. Annika Rausch, Byron School record holder for goals and points in soccer, is going to UW Oshkosh. Kate Schilling holds multiple school records in swimming. She's going to Butler University. And Rebecca Starwalt is going to Rockford University to run cross country. These student athletes have a cumulative grade point average of 3.77. There are a bunch of future nurses, pharmacists, and an accountant in this group. And what a great group of young men and women it is. We'll be right back.
Savannah will have a final look at weather in just a moment.
First, here's a News Nation preview.
Tonight, one man's art is another man's evidence. How one prosecutor is using song lyrics against the rapper accused of starting a violent gang. Plus, how America's $100 bill is fueling Putin's war. That's On Balance. Here's Dan.
Thanks, Leland. Tonight on Dan Abrams Live on News Nation. Letting former President Donald Trump back on Twitter. That's what Elon Musk says he'll do if he closes the deal. But in an odd twist of events, the ACLU now says it's the right call. Why they support lifting the Twitter ban on Trump. That's tonight on Dan Abrams Live.
That's all coming up on News Nation, which you can watch on any of the channels in this list. You can also try newsnation.com.
Savannah's back now with another look at our weather. Fortunately for us, we don't have anything severe in our area, but some parts of the state line could see some severe weather.
Yeah, so the National Weather Service is actually looking at an area to forecast a severe thunderstorm warning or tornado watch, but I don't think we're going to see that. It's low, only a 20% risk, but there actually is a severe thunderstorm warning just south of our area. That's kind of for the Peru or near Peru or the Spring Valley Airport. Those showers are starting to pop up on the interactive radar, but the heat, big story also today, 91 degrees. That's for tomorrow, 67 tomorrow, or the overnight low, so temperatures are not really going to drop that much tonight or tomorrow night. We're up to 86 on Friday, so a little cooler. Saturday, Sunday, temperatures start to fall down a little bit more. 71 will be the high on Sunday. 72 Monday, gradual cooling, but it's still going to be a little bit above average, so the heat continues.
But those 70s sure look nice for next week.
I already feel more comfortable.
Definitely.
Thanks, Savannah.
And thank you for spending time with us. Stay safe.